last couple of sessions as well. So welcome, Arushi, and thank you so much for running this session for us. Let's get started.
Okay, hi everyone, and welcome again to our marketplace webinar on Qoo10. So if you've been to our webinars before on Lazada and Shopee, we'll be following the same format, looking at the different tools available to you this time on Qoo10. So before we get into the content, we would just like to send a poll. Mama, if you can please help me put that.
Absolutely. Hang on a second. So let's get the first poll up and running. Okay, so let us know if you have a Qoo10 store already. That is the question, the poll. It's a simple yes, no, or you intend to start one. Why do we want to know this information? It will give us a lot of visibility on, how many of you are in the yes bucket, the no bucket, and actually, tailor this conversation so that it's most useful for you. And if you intend to start a Qoo10 store, you're once again in the right place. You will be able to see what you can do with the Qoo10 store and how you can leverage that to get more awareness and sales for your business. So I'm going to keep the poll open for a few more seconds so that we have everyone answering. At this point in time, it's about 50% of our participants here already have a Qoo10 store. So great. Like I said, absolutely the right session that you're attending today. And we do hope that you find this very, very useful. And there is almost an equal number of people, 45%, who are saying that you don't have one. And if you want to be starting a Qoo10 store, then you should reach out to our key account managers to find out how it is that we can actually help you to get your Qoo10 store up and running. And there are a few of you who say that you intend to start a Qoo10 store. So again, excellent. Thank you so much for letting us know that. We'll be ending the poll right now. So the numbers are just juggled a little bit, but more or less, this is what it is stacking up. It is just a little bit more than 50% do have a Qoo10 store. Great. Okay.
Okay, and following on for that, we have one more question. That is, what challenges do you face as a Qoo10 store owner? If you can, yeah, there we go.
All right, so yep, so the second question, like she mentioned, is the challenges. This is a multiple choice question, so you could be having more than one challenge. So let us know what it is. The challenges that we have listed out is getting more visitors to your store. Is that a challenge you're facing? You having trouble increasing sales on your store, or knowing what marketing tools are available on Qoo10? Maybe that's your challenge. Or deciding what my marketing objectives should be, depending on what phase of growth you are at. As an e-commerce seller, maybe you need to be doing different things when you are a seller on different marketplaces. So we'll be covering that as well today. And lastly, how to navigate the Qoo10 Sales Manager, their tool, and the dashboard itself. Okay, I can see a lot of answers are firing away. At this point in time, Arushi, we have about 60% of our audience, 65% of our audience saying that they want to get more visitors to the store, and or 55% saying that they want to increase sales in your store. Don't we all want to do that as e-commerce sellers? Fantastic. So let's find out some ways of how we can do that. We have about 45% choosing these two options. Knowing what marketing tools that are available on Qoo10. So I think I know you have some content already available on that, and also wanting to know how to navigate the Qoo10 Sales Manager. So again, I think you have the information for it. There is a small percentage of people, about 13%, who are saying that they want to decide. They do not know how to decide what the marketing objectives should be. Well, great. I mean, it looks like a lot of people don't have that particular challenge, which is great. But there are a few people who are facing that. But it may be a good idea to just get a refresher. We have the information available to you and would love to share that with you. So just a few more seconds to see, because I can still see people are responding. So, just let's get them to settle down a little bit. So if everyone has finished answering this poll, which looks like they have at this point in time, let's end the poll and get on with our presentation.
Okay, so we'll first go into the agenda for today. So firstly, we'll be doing an introduction to Qoo10. Then we'll move on to ways to increase traffic and sales before I go through the different marketing tools available on Qoo10. And finally, we'll end with tips for sellers at different growth stages. So first, introduction to Qoo10. We will be looking at a few different things, starting with best-selling categories, Qcash and what it is, the Qoo10 Sales Manager, which I understand a lot of you want to learn how to navigate. And then I'll also show you how you can find out your sales revenue and your page views from QSM. So some of the best-selling categories on Qoo10 are digital and mobile, women's clothing, cosmetics, home and living, bags and wallets, and kids fashion. And Q Cash itself is a virtual currency that is used on Qoo10 to purchase advertising opportunities. So for example, time sales or daily deals, you would need to use Q Cash to purchase these promotions. So 100 Q Cash is equal to $1. So over here is Qoo10 Sales Manager, or QSM for short. And this is the page that you would get when you first log in. So on the side over here, you'll be able to see different sections that you can choose from. So for example, listing and pricing, ad and promotion, and settlement. So this is another part of the homepage of QSM. You'll get a quick summary of your shop. So you'll be able to see things such as your sold items and payment. And you can see this for different time frames, such as for today, for yesterday, for the week, and for the month. You can also see your to-do list. So this includes any products that are out of stock or if there's any shipping delay. You can also see your follower report. So you can understand more about followers you have over time, as well as shopping tweet report. So that is if you choose to take part in this promotion. This is another area of the QSM homepage, and this is for your products. So over here, you can see that you can see it by category, as well as the date and the code. And over here, you can also see, for example, if the product has an ongoing promotion, you'll be able to see what that is. So for example, this product over here, it has time sale and keyword plus. So when you can see the products, you can choose to rank it by different metrics. So you can sort the products by sales. So this can be for today, sales for yesterday, sales for last week. You can also sort it by page views for yesterday, as well as price and quantity. So on the homepage of QSM, when you look at the products, you'll get 3 different rows of numbers. So the first top row will be the data for today in terms of sales and views for the product. The second row is yesterday's data in terms of sales and views. And the last row would be for last week's data. So to get your total sales revenue, it's on QSM itself. So under settlement, you'd want to go to sales summary, then click on buyer and choose the date range for which you intend to see your sales revenue. So for example, if you're running a promotion for a week, you may choose to do the date range for that week to see if you have an increase in your sales. So this is where you'd get the total sales revenue, this taking out, for example, the discount amount, the service fee, and so on. To get your total number of page views, you would go to listing and pricing. And then under that, go to Q Analytics and choose your time frame. Again, same thing. If you're, for example, running a time sale, you may choose to choose the date range for the time frame in which you had a time sale to see if you have an increase in the traffic to your store. You can also see it broken down into seller shop, Q special, item page, cart, for example. Okay, so quick quiz, just to understand. So the question is, what metric are you not able to rank products by on QSM? So Emma, if you can please run the poll. The options are sales for the last week, page views for the last week, and page views for yesterday. Okay, if everyone can vote what they think the answer is.
Thanks, Sin. You will have to click on the poll to give us an answer. So please, if you don't mind, can I request you to put the answer there? Fantastic. I can see some answers are flowing in. Just goes to show that everyone's been paying attention. Fantastic. So we have these little quizzes for you now. So it's also to help us, help you understand them and register them, really, right? So we're just doing these little quizzes. We hope we find them useful as you are walking through the webinar with us. Okay, so interesting. So we've got about, well, Arushi, maybe you should tell us if our audience is getting it right.
Well, it seems like the majority of you are getting it right. It's about, yeah, 65% are correct. So I guess we can end the poll now.
And the answer was
The answer was page views for the last week.
wonderful.
So you can only rank it by page views for yesterday. Okay, now on to the next section, which is ways to increase traffic and sales. So first we'll look at ways to increase traffic before moving on to some tips to increase your sales. So to increase traffic, there are a few different tips that we could provide to you. So firstly, we would recommend to align your promotions with major marketplace promotion times, such as 11/11 or 12/12. Secondly, to ensure you have included product attributes, as well as uploading recent and good quality product images. Since this is a marketplace and people are not able to see the product that they're going to purchase in real life, you may want to include as much information as you can so the customer has a realistic expectation of what they're going to be purchasing. And it also increases the authenticity of your product and your store, just so they feel more comfortable buying online. The next tip would be to anticipate and answer any questions customers may have on the product page. Once again, on a marketplace, there's a lot of competition, so you don't want to lose a customer because they would have to wait a while for you to answer any question they have. So the aim of this is just to smoothen the buying experience and try and ensure that you don't lose any customers. So try and answer any questions on the product page, have an FAQs list maybe to try and do this. Next will be to use social media marketing to promote your store. You can do this on platforms such as Instagram or Facebook. So if you have a really large following on Instagram, you may choose to share your store link in your bio or on your Instagram story. This is just to drive traffic from one channel to the other and help increase your online word of mouth. Lastly, a tip will be to ensure your product titles and descriptions include relevant keywords. So this will be helpful for SEO and would help in ranking your products up higher when they're searched for. Next, we move on to tips to increase sales. So the first tip will be to ensure you have good product ratings and reviews. Again, this builds into the credibility factor. So having these good reviews would make a customer more comfortable in buying from you. The next tip would be to participate in deals that Qoo10 has, such as group buy, daily deal, and time sale. Next will be to respond to customer queries instantly. Again, similar to before, you don't want to lose a customer because you're taking too long to reply. The fourth tip will be to introduce vouchers and discounts. You also want to make sure that you have more details and images on your product listing. Try and make it as real as you can in terms of making sure that the customer has all of the information that you could possibly give them. And lastly will be to offer free shipping, which is sometimes a barrier when customers are purchasing online. If the shipping is too high, they may choose to look for an alternative on another store or go in person to buy the product itself. So now we come on to our next section, and this is the marketing tools available on Qoo10. So I'll be going through 11 different tools. So as you can see, we have tools such as time sale, plus promotions, and fellow discount. And then we'll be looking at some keyword tips to include in your product titles and descriptions. So firstly, we have the time sale, and time sale on Qoo10 has 3 different time slots. So you can choose between 12 a.m. and 10 a.m., 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., and 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. You can also choose between standard slot and premium slot. So for the standard slot, it's featured at the bottom of the website and it's not available on the Qoo10 app. And the images are also usually smaller. Whereas the premium slot, you would have a bigger image size. It will be at the top of the website and you would be shown on the Qoo10 app as well. So the point of time sale would be to help drive impulse purchases. So you'd want to make sure that your products are a bit discounted, have them at a lower price, and maybe even choose to use products that have really high page views because you know that they're wanted, which would help increase your sales. So there are different pricings for the different times and the different slots. So premium slot 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. that's 3,000 Qoo cash, whereas the premium slot for the other 2 time zones are 5,000 Qoo cash. The standard slot is cheaper, so that's $10, 1,000 Q cash at 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. And for 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 12 a.m., it's 2,000 Q cash. So on the Qoo10 website itself, this is where you'd be able to see the time sale. So it's right, the first thing over here. You're redirected to this page where you can see it by category, and you can see it by the different time zones that are available. So at the top over here is the premium slots. And when you go down, scroll down the website, then you can see the standard slots. So to add this in yourself to your Qoo10 store, you can do so by going into QSM, and under add and promotion, you can go to time sale. So this is the list of all of the time sales that you have in the past. So you can see the time period, the discounted price, the name of the product. And then to add it, you scroll down. So you can choose the time period. You can add it in and then put it into here to request for the time sale. The next tool available on Qoo10 is Daily Deal. So this is a 24-hour deal, and you can choose between premium and standard slot again. Similar to time sale, the standard slot is smaller, it's at the bottom of the website, whereas the premium slot is bigger in the image size and it's at the top of the website. One difference is that for Daily Deal, buyers can use Qoo10 coupons. So for the premium slot, it's 3,000 Q cash versus standard slot, which is 1,000 Q cash. One thing to note is that the information is valid as of today, and it may change in the future based on what Qoo10 decides. So to access Daily Deal, it's right next to time sale. And over here, you can see that you can choose based on category again. So up top is where you would see the premium slots. And this is the standard slot. So you can see that the images up here are bigger, whereas they're a bit smaller over here, and these ones will be at the bottom. So to add Daily Deal is again under add and promotion, go to Daily Deal. So over here, there are no previous Daily Deals, so you won't see anything here. But if you scroll down, you'll be able to add in the Daily Deal, and you can choose the time period. Over here, you can also choose if it's standard or premium, and this will help you to enable the deal on your Qoo10 store. The next marketing tool available is Group Buy. So this works on a pre-order basis, and one good thing about this is that it has a low service fee of 8% for all sellers. So it doesn't matter if you're a new seller or a power seller, you'll have this low service fee of 8%. So you can also bid for premium spots with Group Buy Plus. And the prices depends on how long you choose to run it for. So for example, if you choose to run it for 3 days, it will be 1,000 Q cash versus 14 days where it will be 5,000 Q cash. And if you choose to go for Group Buy Plus, the starting bid would be 500 Q cash. So to access the Group Buy on the Qoo10 website, customers or people who are buying from you could go to Group Buy over here. And this is where they will be able to see the different Group Buy promotions available on the website. So again, this is the plus items, whereas all of the other ones are below over here. To add in Group Buy through QSM, again, under add in promotion, you go to Group Buy and then go below, and you can choose the time period and then enable that for your store. So Qoo10 also offers other plus promotions. So this includes Shop Plus, Category Plus, and Keyword Plus. So for Shop Plus, it would help in increasing awareness for your store. So this is by possibly appearing on the main category page. For Category Plus, it increases exposure by appearing on either the main category page or the subcategory page. And then for Keyword Plus, it increases the search rank for your products for keywords that you bid for. So the starting bid will differ based on which one you choose to go for. So for example, Shop Plus and Keyword Plus starts at 100 Q cash, whereas Category Plus for the main page starts at 300 Q cash. And one thing to note is that you should bid before 5:50 p.m. and the plus promotion will go live from 6 p.m. until 5:59 p.m. the next day. Okay, so this is where you can access the plus promotions. It's in your QSM under add again, and you'll be able to go to Keyword Plus. And if you scroll down, you can search for keywords, and then you can see the bidding information. So you can see how long you have until closing as well. And over here is where you can place your bid. So you can see the display period, you can choose that, and then add your bid into QSM. The next marketing tool available is coupon mail. So this is sent to the buyer's Qoo10. The seller itself can set the minimum purchase and the discount amount. And you should note that the discount will be fully borne by the seller. So you should be aware of that. Next is the fellow discount. So this is where you can generate coupons for your followers only. And this would help you in increasing your customer loyalty and increasing your followers for your store. Yeah. So to access the coupons, it's again in QSM under ads. So over here, you can go to coupon management, and over here under coupon management, you can see all of the coupons that you have. Then you can see it through coupon push, followers shop coupon, or brand promotion coupon. So to add one, you can go over here. So just scroll down and you can set a time period for the coupon to be used. And then go on to whichever one you choose to use. For example, if you're running a follower shop coupon, go into follower shop coupon and scroll down. And then you can select the coupon that you want to add and enable onto your store. Next marketing tool available is the feedback reward. So this is a really useful tool that you can use to incentivize customers to leave photo reviews, and you can offer them Qoo points in return. So this can help increase the number of reviews you have on your store, which therefore increases the authenticity and the credibility, and hence will help you increase sales. So to access this, you would go to feedback reward in your QSM. And over here, you can add in how many Qoo points you want to give customers for leaving photo reviews. You can either do it by Qoo points, or you can choose the percentage of the purchase amount and the time period that it is valid for. Next, we have the premium shopping tweet. So this is a push notification that's sent to Qoo10 buyers. And you can also see it on the Qoo10 homepage over here. For example, you can see the shopping tweet and the different stores. So it's 5,000 Qoo cash minimum per push notification. So the next two marketing tools available on Qoo10, firstly is the Qoo Special Premium. So this appears on the Qoo10 homepage and mobile app. So as you can see over here, it's a really big banner that could help increase exposure for your store. So that is $500 per day, which is 50,000 Qoo cash. We also have the premium search banner. So this appears on the homepage search page over here, as you can see, and this is 20,000 Qoo cash per day. So now some keyword tips. So these are some tips that you can use when writing your product descriptions and your product titles. So the first tip will be to ask yourself the following questions. What are customers searching for? How many people are searching for these keywords? And in what form would people search for these keywords in? It's vital to ensure that you add in your keywords after thinking about these questions, because you want to ensure that people are going to be searching for the things that you write on your product description itself. Next will be to include both short keywords and long tail keywords. So short keywords are good for increasing awareness, but there's usually high competition as they're quite generic. And then long tail keywords are longer. They're usually made up of at least 4 words. So they're good to use because they're more specific. So the chances of ranking higher are better. It's also good because someone who would search for a longer keyword means that they have something more specific in mind. So the chances of conversion are higher. So for example, a short keyword would be iPhone 12 case, but a long tail keyword may be iPhone 12 black leather case. So someone who searches iPhone 12 black leather case might be more likely to convert because they know exactly what they're looking for, rather than iPhone 12 case where they don't really know and they have a lot of options available to them in their mind. The third tip will be to conduct A/B testing to see the effectiveness of different keywords on your store traffic and sales. So on to our next quiz. The question is, how many time slots can you choose from for time sale? So the options are 5, 2, and 3.
Wonderful. You're really keeping us on our toes, isn't it? So that's wonderful. We do hope that everyone has been paying some attention and, more importantly, getting the right answer so you can actually benefit from it and participate in these time sales. Again, lots of answers flowing in. Fantastic. Arishi, let us know. Do we have the right answers? What is the right answer?
Yeah, it seems the majority of you got it correct. So
okay, some people are still answering. So let's see. Because some of them are a little undecided. They're wondering, what should they choose? Go on. I mean, take a chance. The whole idea is for us to understand and for you to register what the right information is, right? So this is not a quiz. This is not a life changing information, which you shouldn't worry about what you're responding, but just look at it as something that you will gain from by remembering and memorizing. Okay, going to keep this open for like just about 5 seconds. So those people who are fence sitting, this is a chance for you to take the punt, give us an answer. What do you think is the time, how many time slots that you can actually choose from for the time sales? And here we go. All right, so I think we have most of the answers in. I'm going to close the poll so you can tell us how our audience did today.
Okay, so the correct answer is 3. And that was 77% of the participants who chose the correct answer. So I'm glad that you're listening and engaged into the conversation. Okay, so now we'll move on to the last section, which is tips for sellers at different growth stages. So we have come up with 3 different types of sellers. So we have new sellers, growth sellers, and mature sellers. So marketing objectives for new sellers may be to increase traffic and sales. For growth sellers, it will be to increase conversion rate, traffic, and sales. And then for mature sellers, it will be to increase followers, conversion rate, customer loyalty, and sales. So for new sellers, some tips that may be helpful would be firstly to participate in time sales. This would really help increase the traffic as well as sales to your store. Next would be to invest in Keywords Plus. This would help in ranking your products up higher, so that can once again increase your sales as well as traffic. Thirdly would be to incentivize customers to leave reviews and ratings. So you may do that by offering the feedback reward. Next will be to promote your store on your other social media platforms. So for example, on Instagram, you may choose to share your store link or a specific product link. Next tip will be to choose the right keywords to include in your product title and description. You can, again, look at the keyword tips provided and see which keywords you think will be useful for increasing your SEO. And then the last tip will be to ensure your products include clear descriptions and images. So as I've said a few times before, you want to create trust and authenticity on your store. So now for growth sellers, where the aim may be to increase conversion rate, traffic, and sales. First tip will be to participate in group buy. Then you'd also want to invest in Shop Plus and Keyword Plus. So this is again to increase exposure for your store as well as specific products perhaps. Next tip will be to offer vouchers and discounts to increase sales. So maybe the fellow discount or feedback reward. The fourth tip will be to conduct A/B testing to understand what works for your store. Then you may also choose to participate in coupon mail or premium shopping tweet. And also, again, use social media marketing to drive traffic to your store. So this might be even through TikTok or Twitter or Facebook, whatever social media platform you think you have a good following on. So next for mature sellers, some tips would be to consider investing in Q Special Premium. This would really help increase the exposure and the awareness for your store. You can also participate in daily deal and group buy and invest in premium search banner. Another tip would be to take part in time sale because you can always increase sales no matter what stage of your business you're at. Fifth tip will be to offer loyalty programs and rewards to customers to increase retention. So again, feedback reward could be useful, fellow discounts. And lastly, it will be to do A/B testing to understand what's effective for your store. So coming on to the last part, which is A/B testing. So In order to do this, there are a few things you need to do. So the first step would be to create variations of the same item. So for example, you may choose to do 2 different store layouts or 2 different vouchers or different product titles, product images, anything. Next, so for example, if you're doing a store layout, you'd want to put up the first store layout for a week or a month, and then put the next store layout for a week or a month. Then you'd want to compare the metrics for the 2 variations to understand which generates more traffic and which generates more sales. So you'd want to look at your sales revenue and your page views, and you can do that through QSM as I showed before. And you can change the time period to align with when you had the store layout A and the store layout B on. So this is an exercise for you. If you attended our Shopee and Lazada webinars, maybe you went and did A/B testing as well. Do let us know if you did that and how that worked out for you. But after this webinar, maybe you can consider running A/B testing on your Qoo10 store as well. So choose if you want it to be on the voucher name or the product images, and then create the 2 variations and look at QSM and see which generates more traffic and sales. So make sure that you run each variation for the same amount of time. This is just to ensure that the results are as accurate as possible. And that brings us to the end of this presentation. So thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that presentation. I think it was an extremely well articulated and structured information on how we can actually use Qoo10 and understand the seller center and the dashboard and what we could do. So the Q&A session is open now. We do have a panelist available to answer your questions. Like I mentioned,